Okay, so we are very glad to inform you that Jitendra Ji has transformed this Safety Saarthi company from no MIS and MIS based system processes to putting matured MIS systems and processes, whereby he has actually helped in operationally executing it. On 4th September, we are ready for August month MIS review. So we would like to ask few questions to Jitendra Ji. Jitendra Ji, please tell us, in this overall journey of you taking over the charge as the CFO of this company, which never had the practices, processes of MIS, to reaching to the MNC standard level of preparing MIS, how was this overall journey? So what all pains you had gone through initially in order to reach to this most matured and most ideal stage for any CFO of a company?
So thank you, sir. So when I was start journey in a Safety Saarthi, so already Yogesh ji introduced the MIS, and MIS tool is the very interesting and useful tools for the MNC, mainly MNC company. But this company is taking initiatively, and we use in this company. So 100% useful, and before that we are not in line with the plan, so we are not understand ki what is the actual operating result and margin for the current business. But after implement the MIS, we are getting very clear picture ki where we are and where we need to focus on the point, like fixed cost, variable cost, material cost. And because of the MIS, 100% we get clear title for the business, and good information getting from the MIS. So thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So please tell us about the journey. What challenges you had gone through in order to put these system processes from no system processes to this. So what all things you had to carry out in order to implement this tool, and how was that journey? How was that experience?
So some GL is aligned to the means different. So grouping is not correct, but due to the MIS, we settle the correct grouping, and because of the correct grouping, we get the correct result from through the MIS. So
Correct.
yeah.
So it was a process of around 6 to 7 months. We had to do the entire housekeeping of all the financial record. We had to make it business aligned, and Jitendra, since he belongs to MNC kind of a background, what he did, he tried to introduce most of the GLs which are aligned with the MNC standard. So that is about Jitendra. So thank you for that feedback. Now let's come back to Kiran. Kiran, you were never used to preparing monthly balance sheet, P&L, cash flow. Now, since we have started preparing this through this MIS, which is automatically getting triggered as a result of the tool, do you see that there is lot of value which is being added from the finance side to the business side? And is it giving any kind of information which helps business to improve revenue, improve profit? So you feel that this is going to help and finance is going to add more value to the company? So what is your impression in terms of the helping business through our MIS? You can tell in हिंदी. तो कुछ यूज हो रहा है बिजनेस को, हम जो MIS बना रहे हैं उसकी वजह से बिजनेस को यूज हो रहा है, उससे कुछ इंफॉर्मेशन बिजनेस जनरेट कर पा रहा है, उससे हमारा बिजनेस बढ़ने वाला है, प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी बढ़ने वाला है.
ये सर बढ़ने वाला है, क्योंकि पहला हमारे यहाँ लेजर का भी बहुत ये था कि लेजर
अलाइन नहीं
किया,
ओके,
मिसमैच था वो. उसके आगे हमने अब जेपी पे हमने देख लिया, तो पहले कुछ वो जेपी का और हमारा जो
अलाइन
नहीं था.
ओके, तो बिजनेस को क्या यूज होने वाला है ये MIS से? बिजनेस को क्या यूज होने वाला है? रेवेन्यू बढ़ने वाला है, बिजनेस का प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी बढ़ने वाली है हम MIS बना के देने के बाद.
बढ़ने वाली है सर.
कैसे बढ़ने वाली है? कुछ डिसीजन मेकिंग कर सकते हैं ओनर?
यस.
ओके, डेफिनेटली. तो वो क्या कर रहे हैं अभी? जस्ट एक मिनट दिखाइए MIS का। अगर आप देखते हो ये टूल में ऑटोमेटिक एक्सेल टू पीपीटी जनरेट हो रहा है और वहां पे कंपैरेटिव आ रहा है। तो एक मिनट हम पीपीटी देखते हैं यहाँ पे बिजनेस को कैसा इफेक्ट हो रहा है। वहां पे डायरेक्टली पीपीटी जनरेट किया हुआ है हमने। ये एक्सेल टू पीपीटी बटन पे क्लिक करने के बाद पीपीटी जनरेट हो रहा है और यहाँ पे हम एक एक अगर स्लाइड देखेंगे तो बैलेंस शीट, P&L, कैश फ्लो, वर्किंग कैपिटल सब चीज आ रहा है और वो कंपैरेटिव आ रहा है, एनालिसिस आ रहा है एंड कहाँ पे हम अच्छे हैं, कहाँ पे हमको इम्प्रूवमेंट करना है, सब चीज यहाँ पे हमको समझ में आ रहा है, इंक्लूडिंग कैश फ्लो एंड इंक्लूडिंग ऑल द रेशियोज। सो वी कैन गो बैक टू द टूल। Okay, so thank you for that. And now the question to the most progressive, growth-oriented entrepreneur, Sagar Ji, who has kept trust on us. Last 1 year we are working with this company. We initially started the journey with the SWOT analysis. After that, MIS became a trigger point that we need to go for it. So, sir, first of all, thank you for the opportunity and putting trust on us. So, sir, this kind of a putting system process of MNC level in this fastest growing company, definitely you lot of new insights and new inputs you must have received which you were not thinking before, because earlier you were doing the business. Now when you will do business, when the MIS has started getting generated from the finance, what effect it is going to have in running the business as a result of preparation of the MIS?
थैंक यू वेरी मच। फर्स्टली आपने यहाँ पे आके चांस दिया, यू हैव पेशेंटली वर्क विथ अस फॉर लास्ट 7-8 months. दैट इज़ वेरी इसेंशियल एंड दैट इज़ वेयर वी एक्चुअली वैल्यू योर इनपुट्स. I personally feel there are a lot of inputs which we are getting from the MIS. One is like how much CC we are using from the bank and how we can utilize it more effectively.
Okay.
Secondly, what is the stock ratio? Again, the stock ratio, what is the sales we are achieving and how we can minimize the stock and increase the profitability. Even the turnover ratio of the material, like how much is the credit days, we have to ensure that minimum this is the expenses. There are direct expenses which is not going to change. Even whatever is our revenue. So that we have to ensure which is the figure we need to achieve minimally for achieving the break even.
Okay,
so that
great.
we understood here.
Okay.
Secondly, apart from that, what is the profitability we are working? So considering the direct expenses or indirect expenses, what is the profitability we have to minimally maintain.
Okay.
Unless and until we maintain that profitability, we will not be even crossing the break even. That very clearly we are understood over here.
Okay.
And now we are able to understand each and every finance digits. So finance inputs which we need to ensure while doing the business.
Right.
Because we only focus on top line.
Top line. So now
We
you
were not
focused on
focusing
bottom
on
line.
what is the bottom
Correct.
line.
That is where the success lies actually.
But actually now looking at the MIS, we are understood what is the PAT coming after entire expenses going out. What is the EBITDA coming in? So by this bottom lines figures, we are able to understand where our expenses shall be more focused. Like what is the capital we are investing and what is the output we are getting out of it. So now that picture is clear. So the roadmap for next few years is been achieved by this MIS. Now we can think very strongly on the data based, rather than only the hypothetical thinking we cannot show, rather than gut feeling. So the gut feeling is important for any owner to have, but that gut feeling should be supported with the data.
Correct.
So now the data is there with us to understand where we are going and where we are currently now.
Right.
So that is very decision oriented data you are presented by the MIS.
Okay,
So thank you very much for giving that input.
Yeah. So sir, one last question. Now this MIS must have generated some triggers in your mind that so far you are not focused on certain actions. Now as a result of the MIS presentation, you will be driving some actions. So can you just tell one or two actions which you will be driving as a result of understanding of the MIS from this tool?
So I will, rather than I am taking a challenge ki what is a drive out by this MIS, I would like to add one thing over here. The one thing is ki whatever information you have given to me, that I would like to give it to the all stakeholders of the organization, so that they will understand where we are and where we have to go and how we can go there.
Okay.
So for that reason, understanding the current scenario is very important.
So alignment
that
will
is
happen as a result of that.
to the stakeholders,
Stakeholders
of the
will
major
happen
player
of
who
the
are the
current
HODs.
situation. Okay.
That is for the HODs, it is very essential.
Right.
So we will show that picture on every month,
Okay.
so that people will be able to understand when first or second day of the month what is the this month challenges and what is the this month specific target which we need to achieve in any case.
Okay.
So that is the first thing I would like to go ahead with the MIS output.
Okay.
And secondly, I will control on my stocks.
Okay.
Which I personally feel कि stocks में कुछ गड़बड़ है, where we need to maintain the minimum stock and
Okay.
utilize that particular stock very effectively. So
Right.
the optimization of the existing resources is very essential. So that is the second thing I would like to take out from the MIS.
Right. So guys, this is what we want to tell you, that the power of any business, if they want to do it very, very powerfully, then the only way you can do the business powerfully is through measurement, and measurement happens through performance system, and we have tool ready to be deployed which generates the MIS in 6 seconds. That is called as GFP MIS tool. So we are very keen to work with all of you. Now before we end this session, I just want to say with all three of you one slogan, because this tool has been designed for all the MSME owners, because 90 to 95% of the MSME owner don't monitor their performance, and we tell them it is very important to check how high you bounce onto the bottom line. So let's say one thing which we would like to dedicate to our mother India, because the concept with which we work is MSME बढ़ेगा तो देश बढ़ेगा. So we all will say this slogan 3 times if you are okay.
Yes, it is.
So I'll come that side. So 1, 2, 3. MSME बढ़ेगा तो देश बढ़ेगा. MSME बढ़ेगा तो
देश बढ़ेगा.
MSME बढ़ेगा तो
देश बढ़ेगा.
Thank you for all the interventions, sir. We are keen to work with you. Thank you for the opportunity provided. Thank you, Kiran, for all active participation, and Jitendra,
Thank you so much,
cherry
sir.
on the cake. You have made the first and second MIS. You have generated on the 4th. I'm sure next all MIS will get generated on the first day of the succeeding one.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
And we are keen to work with you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.